Have you ever wondered how energy healing works, or even if it works at all? So first off, to understand how energy healing works, we must first understand that everything is energy, including our thoughts, our emotions, everything around us. And energy is never destroyed. I'm sure you've had the experience where you walk into a room and the energy, something just feels off, it doesn't feel right, and you just want to get out of there. And that's because of the energy in that space. Now, on the other side of things, you might have had the complete opposite experience. So you might have walked into a room or even into a situation and you just get this really uplifting, good feeling. And these impressions that you get are from the energy in the space, and your body is able to pick them up. And it is also really interesting to think about some of the things that we tell ourselves that contribute to maybe low self-esteem. Sometimes we can be really mean to ourselves. And I think this is also why it can be really powerful to be speaking life and speaking uplifting, positive things to yourself. This is energy, and since we know that everything is made up of energy, it's the similar thing with crystals. Every one of them have a different type of vibration. Some of them can have some of the same characteristics, but all of them are going to be unique. Energy and energy flow is really the basis of practices such as acupressure and acupuncture, as well as Reiki. Now, there are different practices, but they all focus on the same type of thing, and that is flow of energy. So how do we get stagnant and blocked energy? Stagnant or blocked energy can come in a number of different ways, but for an example, if you experience any form of trauma, whether that's on your physical body, emotional, spiritual, this can cause stagnant or blocked energy within your body. And these blockages can result in a lot of pain. They can even lead to illness and many other symptoms. So on a physical level, let's say you get an injury. What your body does initially is it sends more blood flow to that injury to help it in repairing, along with inflammation. Short term, this is our body's immune system that is responding. It's actually a good thing, and it's a protective mechanism that our body does. But long term, if you've had an injury like this, you might have noticed the lack of range of motion in that particular area. This limited range of motion really causes a lot of stagnant blood and stagnant energy. I've actually torn ligaments in my ankle, the same ankle, 3 times now. When I was in massage school, I was the test subject in class for deep tissue on my ankle. The whole goal of the treatment was to restore blood flow and energy flow in that particular area. And massage is actually also a really good way to get the flow of energy going in your body. But anyway, it was years since I had had the injury, and my ankle was still swollen, and I had just come to terms with the fact that I thought my ankle was just gonna be that swollen forever. But I can actually say that after I had this done, the swelling after years had actually went down because they were moving around energy and they were moving around the blood in my ankle, and my ankle is actually the same size as my uninjured ankle. Circulation is better now in that foot because there is a restoration of the blood flow and the energy. And you can kind of think of the energy in the same way as your circulation in your body. If you have something that's blocking your blood flow from getting to any part of your body, then it's going to cause some issues. So ideally, you have free flowing energy throughout your whole body. There are differences between practices such as acupressure or massage and Reiki. Acupressure and massage works more on like a physical level, kind of like with my ankle. They physically went in there to manipulate tissue in order to restore that blood flow. Energy healing works differently in the sense that we are not manipulating body tissue or anything like that. It is very subtle, and it's more about channeling that energy. When our energy flows freely in our body, we are then able to heal. The Reiki practitioner is not the one that is doing the healing. It is your body doing what it is designed to do. They merely set up your body in the relaxation state. Our body is so incredible. It's always trying to achieve that state of equilibrium, always adapting. And it's really fascinating to me to learn about this because we are really resilient and we are unstoppable when we have the tools to have that free-flowing energy. When I was learning about this several years ago, about vitamins and minerals and nutrients and what our body actually does if it doesn't have a nutrient that it needs in order to perform any kind of biological process, what it'll do is it'll try to do a workaround in order to still be able to carry out those functions. The thing about it nowadays is that we tend to really have an unbalanced way of life. You know, we spend too much time on the TV, we spend too much time working, and we're really not giving our body the opportunity to be in that parasympathetic state. Parasympathetic state is our relaxed state. That's where we're able to do all of our healing. That typically happens at night. It's like our rest and digest phase is what they call it. With how things are now, we tend to spend too much time in the sympathetic stage, which is that fight or flight mode. This is just another reason why practices such as Reiki, acupuncture, massage, all of those things can help you get into that relaxed phase. If you've never experienced Reiki before, you might be wondering, what does it feel like? And honestly, my answer for you is that it varies person to person. A lot of the things that I tend to feel when I get Reiki is a really deep sense of peace and relaxation. I always feel so calm, and occasionally I get really sleepy. I've heard some people describe their experience as floating on a cloud. That's what they feel like. And you might even actually have more of an active experience. So some people feel more of the energy flowing through their body, and they might feel more energetic after their session. It all depends on what your body needs at that particular time. I do feel like I should make something really clear that Reiki, acupressure, all of these things should never be a replacement for any kind of medical advice. You should always still go see your doctor. I actually think the best form of healthcare is a combination of both. Let's talk about a specific experience in which you might experience stagnant or blocked energy. Let's just say you have experienced a lot of loss or grief in your life. This is primarily going to affect a lot of your heart chakra. Heart chakra is your center for love and compassion. And so if you have blocked or stagnant energy in this area, this actually disrupts the flow of energy to your upper chakras as well as your lower chakras. And you also might feel like you have a hard time loving yourself, loving others, or having compassion for yourself or others. And a Reiki practitioner can simply be that person to hold space for you and be that vessel to help you with healing. And I've experienced some really touching things in my years of being a Reiki master, some really intense emotional heart chakra releases. I am still always amazed at how receptive our body is to this type of healing and how our body always wants to go back to that balanced state. Now, the question is, do you need a Reiki practitioner in order to get your flow of energy flowing clearly in your body? Technically, the answer is no, you don't. There are many things that you can do to increase the flow of energy in your body. You can do exercise, you can go out for a walk, eating good food is always great. You can do sound healing, meditations. Those are all things that you can do yourself. But as important as I think it is to do these things at home, I also think that it is important sometimes to give ourselves permission to seek help when we need to. This has been something that I've needed to personally work on a lot because I like to just power through things myself, and I've had to give myself permission on a lot of occasions to have somebody else help me. And there's no shame in asking for help in whatever modality you think will help you the most. I hope I explained that well, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Before I go, let's pull a card from my Starseed Oracle deck to end off this video. Okay, we're gonna shuffle on here. energy. What card do we need to know about today? Okay, let's see. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. Okay, I'll put the card up on the screen too. Trust the timing. Oh wow, I flipped right to the page. I just opened up the book and it was on the page. So often, those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you're in. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on, to trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There's plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you trust the timing of your life a little more? Wow, I've really needed that message. I probably need that message like every week, because I'm always trying to like carry on and push things when even like the timing might not be right. I've had to have an incredible amount of patience in my life, and I think that that's actually probably one of my bigger lessons that I have to learn in this lifetime. For those of you who don't know, my son is special needs, and there is an incredible amount of patience that I have to have for that. I'm a full-time mom, also content creator and jewelry maker. So a lot of patience needs to be had on my end, and I am always trying to push him to be better, to improve, and to do all of those things. But I think sometimes, like, we have to remember that timing is everything. Sometimes it's just not the right time. And when the time is right, if it's right, we will know. So I definitely need that lesson a lot. So if you need that lesson, you're not alone. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it extremely helpful. Like I said before, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, and I hope you'll subscribe. So I will see you in my next video.